friends and family. What a blessed day we have here together. Thank you for coming and supporting the Love and Light Foundation. Yay! We have a lot of special guests, as always, and we can't do this without you folks. I know over the last couple of years, we've been trying to raise some money for medical costs, and we finally made a successful transition to helping others in need. And in honor of Mary Shanahan, Rowan's godmother, our loving mother, our blessed aunt, and Owen and Kara and Uncle Bill, as we all make the transition out in the golf course, I want us all to remember Mary in spirit and love. She loved everybody here, and she still does. She is with us today on this beautiful day. So as we're out there getting to know each other a little bit, if you don't know your golf partner, make sure you share a hug. What I want to do right now is give a little moment of silence for all of our friends and family that couldn't be with us. And then I'd like to introduce a special guest. A little moment of silence and feel that breeze. Thank you and blessings. I know we all have our own personal struggles, and this is what brings us together today to overcome that. A good friend of mine, Tim Crowley, that I grew up with, graduated with in 1985. The day after I was shot down the Cape and I was in the hospital in Boston, I had a lot of friends coming in and out of the room, and a few of them were also visiting my dear brother, Tim Crowley, who's been struggling and battling, but he's got a strong spirit. And I want to honor his brother, Brian, here, and his family. The Love and Light Foundation is finally able to give back to those in need. Today's recipient of the Love and Life Foundation is Tim Crowley, and I know he can't make it here today, but his brother Brian's with me right next to here, and I'd like you guys all to give him a round of applause, please. And Brian's going to share a little love with us.
Thanks, PJ. A couple things before I thank PJ for this gift to Tim. I just want to say that I think life can really throw a curveball at you at times. I think we all know that through our own personal experiences with cancer or misfortunes like what PJ's gone through. There was a time in Tim's life when we used to make fun of the Kardashian family. After being holed up in a Boston hospital room for 90 days in the summer of 10, we realized we're their biggest fans. With that, summer 2010 that's what it was, or an expression. It was a major curveball thrown at the Crowley family, and I think we did our best to overcome it, and it's a daily struggle for Tim and for his family and our family, but we managed to pull together like everybody does here. Just as big of a curveball, again, I keep using that expression. During that summer, I did receive a phone call when I always slept on a little bench in the hospital room next to Timmy, and I got a phone call from Jerry Crowley, my mom, saying what had happened to PJ. I thought he was there to visit when she said, "Brian, PJ's there at the hospital." What, Mom? Can you clarify? It's 8 in the morning, So after I met up with Tracy and her parents and PJ's parents, my old boss, Carol, still my favorite boss ever at the Holyoke Liquor Mart, we congregated, and I was able to go up. Jerry's my second favorite boss. We were able to go upstairs. I'll finish this up quickly. I was able to go up and see PJ, and the bottom line is, the first thing he said to me, I'm not making this up, looked at me and said, this is on the 8th floor, by the way. Timmy was on the 4th. "Hey, Bucky, how's Timmer?" That's the first thing PJ said. That's the last thing I remember about that summer, was PJ Shanahan from Holyoke was there. It was a blessing in disguise. I'm sorry that he had to go through all this, but getting together with the Shanahan family that summer and the McLazowitzes made a lot of sense to the Crowleys. It meant a lot to us. And, same for all your support. Thank you for everything you guys have done for us and for Timmy. I'm sorry he can't be here. to update you on Timmy, he's recently had surgery. He's cancer-free at the time. He's had surgery on his knees because he had a lot of fallout. It's not because he's run 6 times a day out of the Ashley Reservoir. It's really because he had a lot of bone damage from all the prednisone, all the medicines that he took, including all the chemo they hit him up with. So his knees were so damaged that they went in and into his bone, took out some marrow, whipped it up, and then tried to put it in his knees and regenerate the knee bones. So he said it's going to be about 6 months to a year before they find out what's going to happen. But the main goal is to get him out here golfing with you guys next year. And my main goal for Timmy is to see him maybe push PJ across the Dan Boyle finish line like he did last year. Thanks again for everything, PJ. Thanks a lot.
It's an honor, and Tim, they're going to be having a benefit also for Tim on October 7th, just down the road at Hamels. Just want to share a piece. So that was one of the blessed moments of that last year. A friend of ours, Dan Boyle, who passed a few years back. Tim and I were both out there in the reservoir, and just, you know, the last half mile, you had Tim Crowley pushing me in a wheelchair across the finishing line. Talking about life and strength and love. That's what it's all about. I believe we all push each other across that finish line. Sometimes giving you a little extra shove, like Rowan does for me, and beautiful wife Tracy, who's always been there. Trace, we love you. Rowan and the Clausewitz family, thank you for all you've done and what you continue to do. Little piece that I wrote: success. Success sleeps within the heart. Each kind and noble act you perform gently arouses success from her sleep. She will awake within your soul. Your entire being will reveal this awakening to the world. Each prideful step you take throughout your day breeds a gap between fantasy and reality. Continue on your journey with strong faith in yourself and your friends and your family. Allow success to rest, but awake her every conscious breath you take. Blessings, you guys. Thanks for being here. Let's give it up for Rebirth.
Before we all go out on the golf course, I'd like to invite all the Shanahans up to the first tee. We'll have a memorial salute to our brother Neil and our uncle Neil. So we've got his old golf clubs up here, some persimmons. He's going to hit some old golf balls with it, just to remember, you know, my dear brother. And if anybody else would like to come up and do the same for any of their family that they would like to remember, please feel free to do that. Thank you. Shanahans up front. Cool.